What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Parrot Press. Today's video is all about the shit show that I've just had over the weekend, and we're going to be talking about the upcoming game week as well, because I need your guys' help as to what to do, because at the moment I don't have a clue. Let's get into it. So let's take a look at the most frustrating game week. I've actually come out with it hitting the lower threshold, as you might be able to sort of work out there with the captain boost, which was good. However, I could only play All-Star Rare. And the reason for that is on Thursday night, I woke up, or Friday morning, should I say, I woke up to the news that the San Jose game has been cancelled with LA Galaxy. So that means that that meant that one of my goalkeepers was out, meaning that I could only have one team. Now, what I could have done is potentially still played the All-Star Rare Pro and put a comment goalkeeper into the All-Star Rare lineup. But I don't really like doing that because obviously you get the minus 40% or whatever it works out to be. And I'd rather just play the best lineup that I really could at that time. And if it's only one lineup, then so be it. So that was the first decision that I made. Then I made the decision to, as you can see here, I've got 0 points for Hong Jung-un and Pereira as well. And the reason for that is because we had rotation for Hong Jung-un, which I didn't know about, which is surprising as well, because I think in the last 5 game weeks he's hit 100 twice, he's hit an 80s, whatever he's hit. But the main one here was Pereira. Now, I'd found out too late, basically, that he missed the training session. And a big lesson learned, and maybe this is a tip for everyone out there, I don't know, but what I need to do is create a spreadsheet and just have all my players listed, and then almost like in the next column to say, these are the accounts to follow that specifically report on these clubs. Because at the moment, when I'm searching for their name in Twitter, or I'm looking at Discord, or I'm looking at predicted lineups, it's not getting me the information that I need. And I think I wouldn't have played Pereira if he missed a training game, especially because I had a couple of other players there that I could have squeezed in. So that was annoying. And this was the very early hours Saturday morning for me, so almost Friday night. And then Acosta was benched as well. Now, as you can see here, he come off the bench and played fantastically, really. If we just take a look at his all-round, I think within like 20 minutes he's got an 18.1 all-round and a decisive as well. He come on and he was on fire, and I've got no worries about him starting in the future. I think he was just coming back from that COVID. That is what it is. I went for Acosta as captain, and then Jordan Morris, as I said in my previous video, I think that he's going to do great things, so I put him straight in there, especially at home, and he come up with a goal and an assist. So that was all good. But what was frustrating was, yes, the bad luck around the San Jose game and the LA Galaxy game being postponed. Of course, I can't predict that. Nobody can, and I can't really plan for that. But what is the most annoying thing is that if we just scroll over here to my defenders, all right, I put Hong Jung-un because of his form, but he was playing second in the table. And there was concerns around Zimmerman. I didn't see him in any predicted lineups. And when I was searching for him on Twitter, people were saying that he was a doubt or whatever. It was all the wrong information because he played 90 minutes. Now, he didn't have a massive score. I take that, but he would have obviously scored me more points than somebody who didn't even play or weren't even on the bench or whatever. The other annoying thing about that is that Lovitz played and he scored and got a decisive. So if I would have found out that this guy Hong Jung-un was not going to be playing or rotated, then the decision would have been made, right, should I just go with a full stack with Willis in goal and then just get a Nashville defender in there? Would I have played Zimmerman? No, because of the information that I sort of found out, or people in the predicted lineups, he wasn't in there and he didn't play last game. So I would have played Lovitz. So I would have got another 65 or whatever it will work out points on top of what I've got. So that was frustrating because that was something that went through my head. And I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, and I'm sure that everybody's won tons of cards in the past if they was to go back and say, oh, if I put this person in and put this person in. But that genuinely went through my head and it was annoying. The other reason why I couldn't play Rare Pro is because I also didn't do my homework with Mabiala, and I only found out last minute that he was suspended. So not only was I missing a goalkeeper, I was then missing one of my super rares. Calvo's still injured, and there's actually transfer talk of him going over to play in the Turkish league. They finished third last year, so I'm not too worried. I'd still like to hold him. But just news out there for any Calvo owners who want to get out, who they're specifically playing American leagues with him. And then Boxall played and he was just useless, pretty much. So that's the defender situation. Moving on to the midfielders, as we said, Pereira. I found out information too late, and I put him in the lineup where I shouldn't have done. But obviously, you can only go with the information that you got on hand. But again, if I was following the right people, I would have known about that. Anyway, Pedro Santos as well. So he missed the last game of injury, and he is, as I've said to everybody before, he just scores week in and week out between 50 and 60, and then potentially to even get more and to get more spikes in there. As you can see by the graph that I'm showing here, this 100, you've got your 40s, your high 40s, your 50s, your mid 60s, etc. So again, he would have obviously been better than Pereira in there, but I didn't think that he was going to be playing, so that decision was made for me. Acosta come off or started on the bench, but then he come and done well, as we already said. And then looking at the goalkeeper, at the forward. So the best decision that I made was actually not to play CJ. But Cueto scored well because he had a goal and assist and scored something like 85, 86 or whatever it was. And Morris we've already touched upon. So when you look at it, Cueto, I didn't pick right. Pedro Santos, I didn't have bad information about Pereira. Zimmerman information was wrong. Lovitz, I was thinking about starting, but I didn't. Hung Jung On didn't start. I could only play one lineup. Boxall was rubbish. Calvo was out injured. Mabiala was suspended, which I didn't know about, and the San Jose game got cancelled. So all in all, a bit of a shit show. But saying all of that, at least I hit the lower threshold. And I've got some ETH coming into the account. So out of 3 players hitting the lower threshold, and I think I was like, 15 points off of hitting the higher one. You can't complain too much. But anyway, moving on to this game week. So if I just move over to the lineup builder here, just go to All-Star Rare. The annoying thing is that obviously I only own 2 goalkeepers. I know that I've got a small gallery, but I haven't got a goalkeeper that plays. So San Jose and Nashville are not playing. Even more annoying is that I haven't got a defender who plays. But what I do have is 2 midfielders in Acosta and Santos, and 2 forwarders in Cueto and Morris. So I've got some decisions to make. Do I just put in a random goalkeeper and a random defender, and then put in, let's just do this here. So we've got Acosta, let's put in Morris, and let's put in, well, it doesn't kind of matters because he's got a 57 and a 45 opponent rating, but let's just put Santos in there as well, and then we'll probably make Acosta captain. Now, do I try and do what I've done the past game week and just get some kind of threshold with 3 players, or do I go out there and buy a defender? Because how much have I got in my account at the moment? I've got 0.27 ETH. The thing around buying a defender for a specific game week is if I hit the higher threshold, all right, I'll get like the equivalent of $50 back, so about £40. But I'm obviously going to spend a lot more on a defender. Now with my gallery, I've already got 1, 2, 3 rare defenders. I've got 3 super rares, and I'm only playing 2 lineups. So if I get another one in, more than likely he'd be sitting on the bench every other week, or rotation's a great thing. But do I want to be spending my remaining bank balance on a defender that's not going to potentially play? The other thing that I can do is if I go over to All-Star Rare Pro here, obviously as we said I haven't got a goalkeeper, but if we look at my defender list, I've got Boxall and Mabiala playing as super rares. So what I could do, I need to do the information and need to make sure that these 2 guys are going to start, or to the best of my ability to make sure that they're going to start. What I could do is put Mabiala in, I could put in Acosta, I could put in Morris, and I could put in Boxall, and then just put a random goalkeeper in there, a common, or one of my rares that obviously is not going to play. But if we look at the predicted point, or the points needed for a reward on a weekly basis, I need about 370 out of these guys. So is it doable? Yes, because I've got the big bonus obviously on Mabiala, Boxall, and then I'll have a captain as Acosta or Morris, so I'm chucking them 20% on top of that. So it is possible. Is it likely? No. But is it more possible to get something out of this than to go in All-Star Rare? The other thing that I could do is if we just take a look at the games this week. So if we go over to All-Star and then look at the matches, we've got MLS games, we have got Argentina games, we've got Chinese Super League, and I think we've got one J League. So if I played Champion America Rare, then obviously I'm not competing with the likes of down here, what's that, Iraqi and Sasaki and those guys who are absolute threshold kings and got the ability to, they've actually got the ability to smash Gamba this week because they're not playing very well, and I think they're on like a 5-match losing run if I've got my facts right. So do I take those people out and just play America Rare? I don't know, because if we look at the awards, they're actually offering pretty much the same. So what's that? Obviously different podium prizes in terms of ETH, but 25 cards. So at the moment, there's 50% less people entering America Pro than All-Star Pros. But I don't know. So what I need to do is decide, obviously, about what I'm going to do. And what I'd like you guys to do is drop a comment down below as to what you think I should be doing. Should I be playing All-Star Rare with 3 players? All-Star Rare and buying a defender, buying an Iraqi or someone like that from Sam Fries? Should I be playing All-Star Rare Pro with that lineup that I've already shown? Or should I just be playing America Pro and cutting the amount of managers down by 50%? I don't know, but let me know what you guys would do. If you like the video, hit the like button, please subscribe, and I will see you in the future.